right, so what are we going to play with today?
Lionels!
All right, and what are we going to play with next?
We're gonna play with Hot Wheels trains.
What are we going to do tomorrow?
Ride the train.
Oh, yeah? Everything's trains right now, and I'm kind of okay with that because I'm just into what he's into, and it's a lot of fun. But that got me thinking, why do we love trains? Why do you love trains?
Because I love the pistons.
You like watching all the running gear going around and around? Yep, can't argue with that. I think that's why we're a little bored with diesels. It's all right. But anyway, that got me thinking, why do we love trains? I wanted to break that question down because I'm sure it's different for everybody. Speaking of, I want to know why you guys love trains, because there's a good chance that if you're following us, you probably love trains. So leave me a comment. Let me know what's special about them to you guys. Ready to figure this out? Let's figure it out! When I first started thinking about the answer to this question, of course I'm like, well, yeah, we love trains. They're easy to love. They're cool. But I started to think more about it. What stands out to trains to us? And a big part of it is kind of the rarity of it. You don't really see steam engines especially rolling around these days, so it's kind of a special occasion. And to be able to have that at your house all the time on a model railroad makes it even more special, I think, because you get to create that world that you don't really get to see on a regular basis. Steam locomotives especially are fascinating to us, just be able to watch all the running gear and everything moving around, but also just almost from a therapeutic standpoint. The clickety-clack of the tracks is kind of that rhythmic sound. It's it's calming, and I'm sure for folks with medical or mental illnesses or things like that, that's probably a very big thing for them with trains. It's a comforting thing. And so I thought maybe that's why we love trains. And it's certainly something that probably got us started with loving them, but I don't know if it's the reason why we're so hooked on them. So I started to dig deeper with my own personal history with trains, which eventually led me to my son. So when I was a kid, my dad got us a G-Scale Playmobil train set, and that was very kid-friendly. He did have his old Lionels. We didn't get to play with those a whole lot. I think Mom was afraid we were going to electrocute ourselves, or the old rusty tracks we'd get have to go to the doctor if we got that, cuts or something from that.
What is it?
It's an old firecracker. Someone tried to, but apparently never lit the fuse for a firecracker on this tender.
Yeah, it never lit it.
Nope.
Never lit it out. That's right. It was
So
a firework.
we had G-Scale trains, and I noticed that then we'd have more and more track and more cars, and it was fun for us because we got more trains every now and then. And as a dad now, I totally see my dad was probably also getting them for himself. You know those memes and pictures you see, especially even from the 50s, where there's the picture of the dad downstairs playing with the train set after the kid's gone to sleep. It's definitely true. It's definitely something that dads can still enjoy. But I think part of that is the nostalgia of going back to, when I used to have trains, when my dad used to have trains, when we were kids, having those toys again, whether it's trains or Hot Wheels or whatever, having something that's nostalgic to go back to can be a very big pull, can be a big reason why you'd get back into it. But then I got to think a little more, because my son's been around trains pretty much from day one. He's been exposed to them for a while.
Is that Tom?
Those same trains that I grew up
That's
with
Percy.
are sitting on an awesome
is
layout
that-
at my parents'
that
house.
James?
If you haven't seen the video I've done on that, check that out, please. It's so cool. But when we go over to visit his grandparents, my parents, he gets to see those. And so from a very early age, my son was exposed to trains and exposed specifically to model trains. And I think that's part of the reason why he's so careful and good with these. Everyone's like, oh, be careful, that kid's too young, he's gonna break those trains. And he's not really broken anything. And we've been with these for, well over a year now at this point. He's very used to, lining up the wheels on the track, getting the couplers right and all that fun stuff. He knows to be careful around this stuff, and he learned from a very early age. And A lot of my other trains here are probably very thankful for that. But so I loved watching my son love the things that I loved when I was growing up. And so a big part of me enjoying trains again isn't just a second childhood for me. It's the dad element of watching my son love something that I loved before. And it's really fun sharing that joy with him, watching him light up when I bring something new home, or when we get to run trains before bed as a bit of a prize or a treat for him. It's something special that we get to share together, and watching him light up and enjoy that, it's just more fun to enjoy these trains with him. And that got me thinking to another element. Sure, I love running trains at night by myself every now and then, but at the end of the day, I'm more excited to show my son what I've worked on, or to do something with him, or to have a friend over to enjoy them with, or to go to a train show and enjoy them with others. Go to our local club and meet folks that are using them there at the club and talking about their layouts at home. Connecting with people with this hobby has been a huge element for me, and something I think that's really kind of gone under the radar. We focus so much on the hardware, on the toys, on the physical element of these hobbies, whether it's trains for us or whatever you're into. The hobby is one thing, but what sustains it, I think, and what makes it more special to us is the people that we get to share it with. Whether it's random strangers you're sharing on a coach as you glide through the zoo, or it's folks you have over at your house enjoying your model trains that you have over there. Sharing this joy with folks is, I think, a bigger part of it. And whether folks have been around trains or not, or have those same feelings that you do, just being able to show them and to, see them light up about this stuff is definitely, I think, a bigger draw than we give it credit for. Certainly, I've come to realize, as of just making this video in general, how much I love enjoying this stuff with my son. And in the future, I didn't know when we made this Dadified channel that we'd be full-on headlong into O-Gauge trains. I expected just to be covering stuff that my son and I were up to. And we do stuff besides trains, but a lot of it is trains, let's be honest. And so I really underestimated the power of people with this. And so I think regardless of whether it's trains or other hobbies or things that you have, the people that you share it with are what make or sometimes even break it for you. Sometimes you can get into something and really enjoy it, but then the community around it just doesn't seem to embrace it the way you do. Or maybe they're not the nicest people, I don't know. Sometimes people leave nasty comments on your YouTube videos. Sometimes folks are overbearing with requests or want you to get this train or want you to do this or whatever. And I think that's an easier thing for me to dismiss because I have so many great people in my life, whether they're friends online that I've made with this community or folks that have come over to the house or, again, playing with these trains with my son. I think the bigger element of it is the overriding fact of the good people that are into these that I get to enjoy them with. And so, yes, we love trains for all sorts of reasons about, their physical attributes. This is cool, that's cool, this whistle steam, this electronic feature, this, design that just looks so cool. Yeah, that's great and all, but that stuff's kind of fleeting. And at the end of the day, I think what keeps us in it is the people. So I'm curious to see what you guys think on this. Is it more to it than that? Are there other things that attract you and keep you in with the trains in general? I want to hear what you guys think on this, so please leave a comment, let me know. But I really believe after all this that we love trains because of you. So thank you. And we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment, let us know what you think. Is it really a universal thing with hobbies, or is there still something that's special specifically about trains? Anyway, thanks again for watching. Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss what we're up to, and we'll see you on the next one. And you're covered in pillows.
And I'm not.
Oh no, he escaped.